So yeah, you know good and damn well we're going to wind up talking about absolutely nothing. And so if we like pick up topics, we're deliberately going to be like, oh, so what do we talk about now? Because we wind up talking, it's like we wind up talking in Skype, we wind up talking for hours, and we get the fuck on this thing and trying to talk about actual topics. And we're like, what the fuck do we talk about?
We could talk
Yeah.
about how Old Navy is trash.
Old Navy is trash. Okay, next subject. See how that works?
We
well, you're
we
not
could,
wrong.
we could talk about butt monkeys and their origin stories.
I actually like that topic, like butt monkeys. I mean, where do you see them coming from, for the most part?
The gay parts of Africa.
I actually see, I, you see, I actually see them coming from like the southernmost hemisphere of Tumblr
Sounds about right.
and the adjacent continents they're in.
Mm. Would you say it's around the area of where they have all the porn on Tumblr?
No, actually, you know, that's kind of hard to say because you know, good and damn well, SJWs are like secretly in the closet about loving their porn,
Yeah.
but they don't want to admit which porn they like.
Well, some of them actually do, and someone makes stories about them.
Well, obviously true, but like you know, some of them like, especially some of the chicks, they're like, oh, that's so degrading to women, and then like secretly they're like hiding in their closet, looking at like
watching
looking like watching asphyxiation porn.
Yep.
They're like, oh, it choked me harder.
Just begging to be
David
slapped across the
Carradine
face
loving
with a dick.
Okay, one at a time, because I couldn't hear that.
I said just begging to be slapped across the face with a dick.
Oh yeah, totally.
And other things.
You say with a dick, and you're like, and other things. like there's something dirtier than that.
A pink sock.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I can actually see that. You have like these two dudes, and one's got like a pearl ass,
yeah,
and he's spinning around with his ass like, "Oh, take it, baby."
Yeah. That's
Slap
when I
me
was
with your
applying.
sock.
That's when I was applying. Okay.
Okay, you're implying that, but I don't think most anybody else could have like implied that. Most people that are normal wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, he was talking about the pink sock."
But Darkstar, are you forgetting? We're not normies.
No, we're not. But that's the deal. I mean, even with like without normies, it's like, oh, there's a shit ton of stuff they could be slapping her with. Now, which one is it?
Don't take my chicken tenders.
What is like the first ever fucked up thing you've ever seen, like on the internet or in real life?
First thing I saw in real life. Going a bit personal, probably the witch at the bottom of the stairs. That I thought was there for like 3 years, guarding a treasure chest. I may have some serious issues.
Dark side?
Oh wow, that is some deep shit, dude.
Yeah, I may actively regret it.
Without going into too deep of personal shit, probably the time that I opened up my leg accidentally when I was riding a four-wheeler,
Fuck.
and I actually saw the muscle inside. It's like I thought I was gonna die. It's like I literally thought I was going to die.
Did you ever think of, I wonder what that muscle feels like? I just want to poke it.
Actually, I did poke it, and it didn't. I couldn't feel anything.
Wow.
I was sitting there bleeding half to death, and I'm like, that's weird. That's weird. And my mother's like, "What are you doing? Why are you poking that?"
Oh my! You just gave me an idea for a horrible pun.
No! God, no! Stop! And say you're sorry.
What do pigs stretch at the gym prior to their workouts? Their hamstring.
You know, that is literally rated up there with, what's a cowboy's favorite car? A Cadillac. What'd the strawberry say to the other strawberry? If you weren't so fresh, we wouldn't be in this jam. What do you call a man who's armless and legless and in the ocean? Bob.
You should just do like random little snippet videos of just doing that.
And then call it Dad Jokes 2.0.
Most of these I got out of like a 7-year-old's joke book from like 1995.
What's that noise?
Oh, I'm sorry, you can hear it. I'm like spinning a screwdriver on my glass desk.
I smashed a glass coffee table one time with a walking stick.
Why'd you do that? That's violence.
That's violence! Stop him!
You know when you need to do something just to like distress and chill when you're like really stressed and chill and you can't really calm yourself down, and it's like just something like destructive that once you've done it, you kind of feel calmer.
My wife does that. She's like, if she gets really, really, really pissed off, she'll start hitting walls. But it's
well,
like if she's normally have like a panic attack, I told her to go into this mantra. It's like, I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have anywhere to be. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to be. And so it's like, oh, that works. I don't know if it works for everybody, but it worked for her.
Well, I really get like that, but I already smashed my coffee cup into ceramic coffee cup into the wall, and it made kind of like a loud echoey pop noise. And I don't think that worked. I don't think that worked. So I just I think I was just getting more and more worked up, and then I just grabbed a walking stick and smashed it, and the glass went everywhere. I just felt quite relaxed after that.
That's awesome. That happens to me too. Like, I think I heard a story about my grandfather. It's like he threw my grandmother through a window.
I'm just picturing these two old people and just seeing a little old lady being thrown out of the window.
That's pretty much what happens. Pretty much what happened. This is all like before I was born, but still, I still see like these two old people like, it's like, Eva, dinner's not ready yet. Damn it! And there is no slap, just like one of those old Western style, throwing through the plate glass window.
Simpler times.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
You notice a safety glass. I think it's safety glass. Where it's got like the metal wire in it, like in a grid. Looks a bit like chicken wire.
That's not safety glass. That's like shit. That is like armored glass, reinforced glass.
It looks like.
I know what you're talking about. They use it for like prisons and jails and shit.
What do you say? Armor glass? Oh, wait, reinforced.
Do what?
I'm trying to look for Reinforced glass. Just trying to see that.
Oh, and to be a massive asshole, whoever watches this and hasn't seen anything and doesn't want to know anything about Legion, one of the aspects dies. You're welcome. I just felt like being a giant asshole and spoiling a major death.
I've just posted an image in the group chat, and it's like that, but clear.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, dude. It's the
Yeah. Supposedly, my dad said, when I was 2 years old, one day he just heard a master, like, bang, like a crack, and he turned around to where I was, and I went backwards and smacked my head on, like, this, like, pane of glass like that in the door, and I was laughing my head off, and it was just a big, massive, huge crack going through the glass.
Oh, that's nice.
He just saw me there, just thinking like, yeah, there's something quite not right about that boy.
That's
But,
awesome.
Yeah.
And there's a time I jumped up and down on, like a glass sliding door, to try and break the glass, and I succeeded, but I cut my knees up. Got to stay off school for like I think like 2 weeks to 4 weeks when I was in primary school, because I couldn't like put my trousers on because the bandages around my knees. So I got to stay off school, which is good.
So you had soggy knees from the blood. Soggy knees. So your fucked up knees made you a misogynist.
Oh god, there's a guy tweeting about that movie Rubber. I was like, I've seen that movie, and I'm not sure how I should feel about having seen that movie.
Is that one about the killer tire?
Yes, that's it!
I saw the trailer and I was intrigued, and I want to watch it.
That's ultra retarded. You're saying?
It's actually a movie about other movies that are so retarded. It really does make fun of other movies. That's its whole point.
So it's a spoof film.
It's an indie film. I don't know how you call it a spoof film. It's not like scary. Like, it's not like Scary Movie or something like that.
Alright then.
It's not a parody, is what I'm trying to say.
So it's not that what's the name?
You know what would be a parody film? Something called How Vaping is Really Cool.
That sounds quite indie to me. You might throw it up to the SJWs. You know, with all their hipster things that are all indie and shit.
Indiana? Ew, no.
Homophobe.
Oh, hey, Trish. Let's have to check the live stream. See who's watching.
Oh, we got one viewer.
Just one whole viewer all to ourselves.
Ooh, yeah.
Now we suggest you to torture! Suffer, human!
What kind of stupid things did either one of you two do as kids? Like, did either one of you two try to jump up and down on glass to see if it break?
Nope.
Dude, that is a list that is...
But at the age of 2, I did drink bleach once. That was interesting, I guess, because I got to ride in an ambulance and then we're driving down the wrong side of the street at, like, top speed to get milk from a 7-Eleven, because that's one thing that really kind of saved me at the time, because, you know, milk and the lining of your stomach and shit. That
Well,
was
if they needed to get milk for you as quick as they could, all they had to do is just jack off into your mouth.
Yeah, that's strange
Huge
because
trouble.
back then the treatment for bleach was like Ipecac.
Oh, is that the thing that they did in Family Guy?
Yeah.
Uh,
That was
it's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
that was one of the funniest scenes. Oh my god.
No, now they use what's called active charcoal, and oh my god, they make you take this shit if you're taking an EMT course. This is so nasty. It is so nasty.
What does
You are literally drinking coal.
what does it do?
It absorbs
That
damn
rocks.
near. It absorbs damn near all the liquid inside your stomach and makes you puke it up. It goes in and neutralizes everything, and then about 10, 15 minutes later, you're puking,
Wait,
and it's black.
oh, it's coal. That rocks.
No,
I couldn't resist.
They'll get it.
Coal,
I get it.
rocks.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
ah. That was literally the funniest thing I've heard in like the last 3 seconds.
Yeah, so can you name like one of the stupidest things you've done as a child?
I can.
Go ahead.
So we used to have like this what was a portable building in our backyard. My dad had brought it home because he used to be the CEO of a drilling company, like oil drilling, and he brought this old building home that they decommissioned, and me and my sisters thought it was really a really great idea to crawl on top of this building and jump onto the trampoline. So here I am, like all of 6 years old, doing basically a swan dive, about 12 feet onto the trampoline, and me not realizing, the way gravity works and force and all that. I landed dead center in the trampoline, so I jump off this motherfucker. I hit the trampoline, but the trampoline bounces me back up into the air. I land straight on the ground.
Did you break anything?
No, I got right back up and did it again.
At least you were down to earth. Oh,
You and Nephenor need to get into the same room because you will kill each other.
Mm.
Of course, there was that like one time that we tried to test the theory that if you heat glass after having it being cold, it would crack. Yeah, we kept playing with like liquid nitrogen
Fucking Christ.
and a blowtorch. That was interesting. Yeah, my dad had like a shit ton of stuff outside that no child should ever be around. My dad's like, oh yeah, well, you do it if you fuck up once, you'll learn.
Just quickly, Philippi McGee, you had to add Dead Jockey on Twitter. That's me. If you want me to invite you to the into the hangout. And how did you get like liquid nitrogen as a kid?
My dad had it.
He was very cool about it.
Oh, that That was bad.
No, Ross. Your
You
friends
know
is
what?
Ross.
I'm putting you in like the timeout box.
You're getting timed out. If you didn't, naughty dirty Otter.
Oh.
So what happened when you heated up the glass after freezing it?
It exploded.
So it went boom boom pow.
Oh, it didn't go. It didn't go boom boom pow, but like all the little pieces shattered and went everywhere. Oh
Any
gosh.
get into? Did any get into you?
Oh no. I mean, some of it bounced off, but I mean, my dad was like really pissed off. There was glass all over the damn driveway. He was like, "You're gonna pick it up all by hand." He's like, "Yes, sir."
Did you have to pick it up? Or did he cut you, or were you fine?
Oh, I was fine. I might have got a cut or two, but it wasn't nothing.
Nothing. I can't remember what stupid things I did.
Oh, we also used to race lawnmowers.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't a lawnmower. It was a fucking lawn tractor. You see, we didn't
Lawn
have
tractor.
like a tractor.
One of those things you can sit on while it cuts the grass.
That's the mostly, but what you're thinking about is like what's called a belly mower, and it's like a riding lawnmower. It's got a little mower at the bottom. A lawn tractor, on the other hand, looks like a regular tractor, and it's got an attachment on the back. It's like a miniature tractor.
So you get raced down.
Yeah, me and my cousin used to race them. Like,
Wait, you used to race a lawn tractor?
yeah.
That is amazing.
Hello.
Hello everyone, my name is Pepper McGee. I am the host of the Fireside Chat and I'm eating a sandwich at 3 AM in the morning. Worship me, love me, kill me, kiss me.
Not particularly in that order.
No, in any particular order, I'm just giving us general commands. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Doing fine. Do you live in the UK by any chance?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Up north or down south?
I'm in the Midlands, which is as the name suggests, between the two, so yeah.
What was I saying?
Now I'm really interested in the story of the guy who had a story about the lawnmower tractor.
Oh
Was
god. Me and my
Oh
cousin.
Christ! Don't get him started.
I want to keep him started.
Oh,
That's
God.
really fascinating.
I'm not the one who tells the terrible fucking puns, asshole.
Yeah, that's what you do. I want to hear
I
the story.
shall punish you.
Okay, so we used to race these little these lawn tractors, and they weren't like modified like you see like the super rednecks do. It's like you see the belly mowers, and they're like doing like 55 miles an hour on a dirt track. Yeah, that wasn't us.
Yeah, I'm British. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I can
It's fine.
imagine. I can imagine.
So we're on these like lawn tractors, and their top speed is like, I'm guessing the equivalent of like maybe 40 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I'm British. We still go for miles per hour over here.
So it's like you see these tractors and you hear them like revving up, and it's like it sounds like they're going really fast, but you turn around, it's like they're moving really slow.
It sounds impressive, and that's what matters.
It's like you could literally get off and run faster than the majority of these tractors can go.
Well, I grew up, Formula One motor racing. I grew up in Oxfordshire, which was basically next to Silverstone, which was next to the, Silverstone, basically, which was the massive Formula One, test racing drive, and these things were so loud, they were so bright, they were so powerful. Then you watch them, they go very, very slowly by comparison.
Wow.
But
Riveting.
seriously, you can be like a mile away and hear them blowing your ear balls out. But still, they go rather slowly by comparison. Basically saying it's not a very eco-friendly sport.
It'd be awesome, like if NASCAR did that, because you know how loud NASCAR is. It's like, oh my god, it's so loud. But
Can I say, as a British person, I love NASCAR. I mean, the joke is basically a turn left-a-thon, but it's so fun to watch.
it is because the reason that they're always turning left is because they're doing like 205 miles an hour, and it's like if you were to turn left at all, the car would just fly off the track.
Yeah, in stock car bodies, which makes it even more awesome. That's why I like it.
But it would be so awesome if you had, like, you know, your typical NASCAR, but you hear the NASCAR, but it's doing like 12 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's basically my first car I ever had. My first car I ever had did that. It was a Ford Mondeo, and it basically behaved like that.
Oh my god, I remember
Basically,
those.
high, massive revving, but basically 20 miles an hour. At the time when I was 17, it sounded cool to the girls, but as an older gentleman, I kind of see that I kind of came off as a bit of a tit.
We actually had my first vehicle was a 70s model Scottsdale. It was a Chevrolet.
That's nice.
It was a pickup truck,
Yeah.
and the bed was rusted out, literally rusted out. You could see the rear axle.
Mm.
And my dad would tell me, he says, like, go into the pasture and you need to check on the cows. I was like, yes, sir.
Mm.
So I'll go out there. And it's the first time I actually took this truck out there. And the cows would run away from the truck because it was so loud.
Yeah, but cows, as a guy who grew up on a farm, I can tell you that cows are fairly timid animals. They don't like. Well, basically, let's put it this way. I was actually sitting on the wall one day, and a bunch of cows came up to sniff at my foot, and I twitched my foot, and they all ran away as a flock.
Wow.
Our cows were not really that timid. We could take a four-wheeler out there, and it would take a lot to get them to move.
Oh.
But this truck, it already had a bad manifold on it, and so I was driving and I hit a bump.
Oh god!
I hear something like fall off from underneath the truck, and the truck got louder.
Yeah.
It was the catalytic converter, just the muffler, the entire muffler just went bad.
Oh god! Yeah, I've been in that situation. That's nasty.
And I'm like, wow, this truck sounds awesome now.
It does, but it's until it stops working that the problems arise.
I didn't know.
And guess what, Darkstar? You just gave me the idea to call it a catalytic converter.
Comedy, ladies and gentlemen, comedy. Working in its finest form right here, but carry on.
Oh god.
I used to live near
This-
these fields of where sheep used to graze, and in order to get to the road to get to the town where my family lives, I had to walk through the field where the sheep were, and it's always weird when you walk through a field with sheep because they kind of look like they're moving somewhere else, and then it's like they spot you and they decide to walk towards you, and you could swear that they start gathering speed, gaining momentum as they come towards you. It's kind of creepy.
I've got a great story for you. When I was it was about when I was 17 years old. When basically I lived on a farm, and the field next door to us, the cows all got out, and they'd all got into our basically field/garden. So what happened was we had a whole a flock of cows come into a garden. So I basically went out going, like a snake. I was like slithering through the throng to see how they got in. And I thought, oh, there's no big gate there, so left the gate open. That's fine. And I turned around and I heard a bunch of people go whoop, 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 in the distance, and it was my mother and my auntie.
Hmm.
And basically, they sent this entire herd of cows, scared, flowing to where they got out, which was where I was standing. So I had this like 2,000 pounds of unprocessed beef charging towards me. So I did what any full-blooded British man would do. I closed my eyes and stood still. And then,
I thought you were Brit, not a frog.
I'm not French now. So basically, I just stood there, and the cows basically all went around me, and I was like, whew, that was fine. And I realised that the entire cattle of about 3 counties had gone down the road to Burntwood, which is the next town over. So I went, well, fuck it, I'm going to bed. I had a whole bunch of cows charging at me, and I'm still alive. I'm not going to bother with those things anymore. And the next day we had the police come up and say, did you see any cows? Someone I went, no. Didn't see a damn thing. Nearly killed me, but when the police came, I said, no, not interested, no, didn't see a thing. Did they get away? They got out the door, oh my god, and our gate is open as well. Oh, that's just a coincidence.
Jesus Christ.
So basically, are you guys all American?
I'm
Canadian.
British.
You're British?
I'm the only American here.
Oh, we've got Andrew Gleason on the line, haven't we?
No,
No,
that's
this is
actually
Dutch.
Datchet.
So again, you spoke over each other for a moment there.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm Datchet or Deadwing jockey on Twitter.
Oh, so something from, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Shameless plug!
Shameless plug.
I'm hosting the stream.
Okay, cool. Because you realise if you waited like 24 hours, you could have been on my stream, and it would have been filled with a bunch of even more degenerate people not running on the stream.
No.
So we, police guy, Savage. Is that your name?
Yeah, you can call me Savage. I don't care.
Yeah. You're by far the most interesting and wholesome person on the stream at the moment. This is how I get myself kicked off streams all the time.
You should see some of the pictures that he can like post.
Oh no! We lure them in slowly. We don't run them off as soon as they get here.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
you gotta drag people in slowly with the Decepticon logo, make them feel comfortable, and then you get the weight on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The gross pictures can wait.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, once you've seen some of the pictures, once you've seen some of the pictures, you can send me to show you. You won't think he's wholesome.
That's not how it works, man.
I'm not saying show him. I'm just saying that you're not wholesome.
You should show me, by the way. You should absolutely show me.
Wholesome.
I'm completely on board with seeing the darker side of the internet, as I like to call it.
Darker side of the internet.
Absolutely.
Oh, awesome.
Well, no, I stumbled upon your stream and I saw you guys kind of faltering for things to talk about, so I thought I would just jump in and basically be a pain in the arse to you. So, which is
GG.
What to do professionally.
So, Flippy, what is the most stupidest thing that you've done when you were a child?
Stupidest thing I did as a child? Oh, I went gay. I had sex with another man, and it was the worst thing ever. He was tall. He was tall. He was handsome. He was Indian, and he was a part of the British Army, and we had sex. I think I was about 12.
What?
You asked the stupidest thing I did as a child, and I've answered.
Well, shit.
My place is discomfort. That's where I live.
Discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know those cake mixtures? Like they're like the.
Oh, I love mixing cookie dough with black forest gatto as a cake mix.
you know those like handheld cake mixers, so to say.
Oh my god! So my wife's mother was making enchiladas,
Yeah,
and
love enchiladas, by the way. Love them.
love enchiladas. I mean, Tex-Mex, that's the whole thing. But my wife's mother does not see very well at all times. So we're taking a bite of these enchiladas, and it's like, wow, these taste a little strange. What'd you put in them?
Oh God. Oh God, no.
And she's like, just the normal stuff. So I go over to the oven, and next to the oven is an unopened bottle of cinnamon,
Oh no!
not cumin.
Oh no! That's awful. Cinnamon's awful.
So we had cinnamon enchiladas.
I was half expecting you to go to the, you said to go to the next oven over, and you found like a dead dog that had been left over by the next door neighbours.
Oh no. Although we have put deer in enchiladas before, and that was pretty awesome.
Was it hunted?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Was it still alive when you started eating?
Yes, actually it was.
You are an awful hunter.
No, I'm a great hunter. I'm an amazing hunter because I chased that bitch down on foot.
I'm an awful hunter because I took up archery about 3 years ago, and I still can't even hit a bullseye.
Oh man,
Wow.
This is the weirdest thing. I'm awesome at Overwatch as Tracer, but when it comes to actual archery, I can't hit a bullseye from the gun to my head.
So do you use like a recurve or do you use a compound?
No recurve. My friend who actually got me into archery is, I'm about 30 and he's 70, and he got me into archery. And I use a recurve and he uses a compound.
Mm-hmm.
Because he uses a compound because his limbs just can't, do what they do. He just doesn't have the power.
Have the strength. He doesn't have the strength to hold it.
Not anymore, he doesn't. And we've been gentlemen about it, but he's basically been, I spent about 3,000 quid on this new bow. It's like,
oh wow.
And I actually had a draw on it, and it's so silk. It's like silk. It doesn't, when you pull it back, it doesn't even register in your hands. It's so, because the bow and all its little gizmos are all taking up all the load, you don't even feel the string in your hand. It's awesome. But he's at retirement age, and I'm 29, so we can't really compare finances.
Yeah.
So I use a recursive, which I feel makes me more manly. But we went out hunting about 3 months ago, and he completely embarrassed me. I mean, I saw a rabbit and went, I can't shoot the rabbit, it's too cute. I can't shoot this thing. I can't do it. And at the same time, he's basically dragging moose and elk and 3 cows who just wandered out from their field, and he's just dragging all these little things. I'm like going, sorry, no, that rabbit, no, can't shoot the rabbit, no, and he's called me a pussy. And he's using a compound bow.
I actually use compound, but it's like a 120-pound draw.
Oh, yeah, that makes up for it.
The thing is, like, I use the
if I can interrupt you slightly, my recursive is about 75 pounds, so yeah, you've got more bang for your buck going on there.
Yeah, I would really hate to see 120 pounds on a recursive bow because of the explosion possibility.
Yeah, the arrows could blow up in your face and scatter all over you.
When I shoot, I've shot a rabbit before with these larger arrows, and it goes straight through them. It actually leaves like an ejection hole. It actually looks like they've been hit by a bullet more than a bow.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole thing.
I can't. It's like I can't do like rabbits anymore. It destroys them.
well, yourself, larger animals around here are all, because we're in the UK, all the larger animals around here are basically stock. So basically what you have to do, if you want to be a hunter, is basically release an animal into the wild, wait 3 months, and then go hunt it. And that just doesn't. It beats the point of hunting, basically. Because we've got...
I would... Good.
Because we've got so little... And I've killed the stream.
Okay. Sounds like you were like fading out, dude. Like your microphone or your connection's bad or something.
Yeah, where'd you lose me?
Man. Yeah, I think the last thing I heard you say was like you will wait 3 months.
Basically, what happens in the UK, if you want to have the American experience of hunting in the wilderness, you basically have to release your animal in 3 months in a completely protected area. And that takes the fun out of it because it's like your friend that you're hunting down. So most people don't really go for it. Because you have to raise it and grow it yourself, and then release it into an area that you've paid for, and then you can go hunt it.
Most people's like objections about hunting over here is like they think, "Oh, I'm killing Bambi." It's like, yeah.
Excellent.
The thing is like, you know, you get one doe, one deer, and you've got 1 year's worth of fucking food.
Yeah, basically. Well, it's about 3 months, I'd say.
Well, if you're eating constantly, yeah, but
well, depending on your family, to be honest.
If you're like for 2 people, if you get a buck and a deer or a buck and a doe, you're eating for a good while.
Yeah, I'm having massive freezing issues with my stream at the moment.
It seems okay to me right now.
Yeah, it's okay, but every now and then it just completely freezes up.
I hope it's not my internet connection that's causing it.
No, it's going through Google Plus, so it's not. Basically, if you were streaming it, it would, but we're not. So you're going through Google Plus, so.
I must be living in Australia. How just my internet connection is.
That would be terrible.
Basically, if the stream is stuttering, yes, but if we can't hear each other, that basically means that it's either me or all of you, and I'm willing to guess it's more that it's me.
I think it'd be more me.
No, actually, you connect to we all connect to Google, so
yeah.
Google is ass.
Yeah, it's really weird how Google doesn't actually work with YouTube very well, considering they're both the same company.
Well, what's really weird is like what companies you can consider like benevolent and those you consider evil. And Google is like one of those that's like, oh, we want to be evil today, and then the next day they're like, oh, we're going to be awesome.
I think it's basically Microsoft are the only company that basically they are evil, but they consistently pretend to be good.
Yeah, that's them.
Apple are.
They're consistently evil. They're consistently evil.
If you know, basically, if you had anything beyond a second generation iPod, Apple are evil.
And also Apple, not Apple. After Jesus said, "Why is my computer not working?" You know, a couple of hours ago, and it's like because it's a Mac.
It's funny because it's true.
I make fun of him. I make fun of him so much for having a Mac. He's like, I've never had a problem in 2 years.
I said, fucking not.
I said, Otter, when was the last time you updated? It doesn't have to update, Otter. You're just out of you're just Apple. You're out of Apple Care.
Yeah.
It just hasn't updated because you hadn't paid for it.
I think Andrew Gleason is basically a very intelligent, very funny man, but he basically uses Apple products, which is bad.
Well, a poll that Darkstar held came to the conclusion that when people voted that Otter Jesus is a hipster.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
He's a hipster.
Unanimous.
Well, basically, you're only a hipster when you actually start defending your Apple choice. That's my opinion.
Oh,
When
he is the proto hipster.
Oh, no, I am the proto hipster. Thank you very much. I have an Xbox One, and I'll defend that bitch to the death.
Ah!
I love the Connect 2.
You mean the Xbox 720?
That is the worst joke I've ever heard ever.
You mean
Notice.
the NSA box?
Please, someone call it the gay box. That's gonna just completely be the hat trick in bad jokes.
That's all you're up.
I'm not. That's not even worth my time to defend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, no, the reason I actually like the Xbox One, and this is going to be a bit weirdly political, but because I don't like Sony as a company. I think they're a terrible company.
I don't like either one. I just go PC.
Yeah, I have my PC
But
as
for
well.
me, there are some exclusives that I'm willing to buy on console and just meh.
No,
Okay.
don't care.
Yeah.
The last thing I loved from Xbox was the Gears of War series,
Oh,
and
that was so good.
they fucked that up when it came
Too
to
bad Quantum
the.
Break was shit.
Yeah, they fucked that up with.
I didn't hear that last bit because it was so going randomly.
Yeah, he said, "Too bad Quantum Break was shit," and then
I didn't touch it. No, I saw the shit. I didn't touch it. What is the Xbox One? Basically, to me, is what it was meant to always meant to be. It was basically a media box that could play games.
Sounds
but
about right.
I
Yeah,
think that was the problem, though. It's like most people didn't really want it at that point to do everything. They wanted it to
Yeah.
play games.
Yeah, but I did, and I actually love it because I've lost my. As a person who loses his remote controls all the goddamn time, being able to yell at your TV and make it do stuff is a godsend. It is magnificent. I love it. And the PS4 just can't do that to me. I can't yell at the PS4 and make it do what I want. The Xbox One lets me do that. The Xbox One is basically my abusive girlfriend. That's what I wanted. And that's what I got.
Well, that's the great thing. I mean, you've got you, which genuinely can articulate why you like the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other people out there who will blindly fucking defend the damn thing and just say because.
Who is defending it aside me? I thought I was unique in this space.
No, there's a guy on YouTube that actually defends this shit. And he's like, I can give you the reasons, but never goes into the reasons.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is like I loathe the PS4 because I think it's a piece of garbage. But the thing is, the Xbox One gave me a unique thing. You know, I can yell at it and it does what I want in a media sense. But my gaming is all on PC because I have fucking money, and I don't even have a lot of money. I just know how to spend it wisely when it comes to my gaming.
Oh, hell, oh, shit, man. It took me 2 years to build my computer, and I'm still proud of it.
Yeah. Well, mine
But, I mean, the deal was, like, someone said, well, why don't you just get a console? I was like, because fuck consoles. I'm done with them.
good reason.
I built this fucking thing.
Yep.
And it still overpowers the consoles, even though I only spent like $800 on it.
Yeah, my thing was basically, I don't know how the exchange rate is, but my current console, and I've actually got my old console in the corner over there, the combined price is about 3,000 quid. And it's basically, my consoles are for gaming. That's what they're for. My console is basically for media. It's a media box, which occasionally plays WWE games. And that's what they're for.
Yes! Okay,
Basically,
oh my, by the way.
Yeah, oh my god. I have so many issues. That thing was a disaster.
Made me want to fucking punch somebody in the face multiple times over and over again.
Yeah. Well, basically, if you play any sort of like Steel Cage or Hell in the Cell, you have to have your lower torso walking within the cage, and you're also basically being dragging everything else outside the cage because they
Although
suck at game design.
if you try to leave the cage, the AI just fucking springs up and says, "Nope, not now, not ever, bitch." Fucking Christ.
Unless you
Oh
trick
my
it, in which case
God.
he loses interest and he starts taking the turnbuckle off. Then he puts the turnbuckle back on, then takes the turnbuckle back off. It's basically the WWE games are so fucking stupid.
I think 22 quid is like $30. That's the
Yeah,
exchange rate.
in actually I'd say it's more on the lines of $26, $27 in the current exchange rate.
I sent Doc Star some money earlier. I think yesterday, and they sent 22 quid, and it said the exchange rate was $30.
That's actually
Yeah,
good, so we're
that's-
doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And now we're gonna have a debate about leaving the EU. Fuck me.
Oh, which way would you be voting? So,
I'm voting out. I'm voting leave.
Good man.
Because the reason is because everyone who's saying stay has said the same thing. The Nazis are going to return. The Godzilla is going to wipe us out, and the
Exactly.
Marshmallow Man's going to come to a rage. It's like, what are your actual arguments? It was like the US aren't going to trade with us. Yes, they will.
Yeah, bullshit. We won't. What do you think we love much? Money. We don't give a fuck.
That was the thing. Obama came round to the UK and told us if we left the EU, America wouldn't trade with us. And it was like, yeah, they would.
He is such a fucking retard. Oh my God.
Basically, just take whatever he says and just be like, okay, it's the opposite of that.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Jesus Christ.
Oh
The
my
American
God, I
people-
was such when he first came to power, I was such a massive supporter of him. Like back in those
It's because
days,
he's black, ain't it?
it was. I'll be honest. Yes. No, it was basically. I thought it was good for America at the time. It was like, can we just put all this
But in
behind us?
hindsight,
In the UK, we had the first female prime minister 40 years ago, and she was the least liked prime minister ever. But at the same time, she was the most effective that we've ever had a prime minister.
didn't she sell off like all the government-owned companies?
No, she didn't. She bought it all up. No, she basically was a union buster. Margaret Thatcher was a massive union buster and a massive capitalist and an anti-unionist.
Didn't she try and completely shut down the unions? Like,
Yes,
so they wouldn't
she
exist
did.
anymore?
Well, no, she didn't try to. She did. Because she was so good at her job.
I remember watching a program where they were saying that when the coal miners went on like strike, she spent the money to keep the power plants operating, so people wouldn't actually, assume that they were on strike.
Yeah, she basically, what she did was she took all the, she was a massive capitalist, so when it came to the socialists causing shit, she took all the socialist money and basically used it to offset everything, and she outsourced all their jobs. So basically, if you're a socialist on this stream and you're a fan of shit, because Margaret Thatcher was the capitalist hero of the EU, she was the first female leader of any European country, and she was a massive right-wing conservative. And all the feminists hate her. So she didn't exist. So that's why in the UK they're saying that Hillary Clinton will be the first UK leader. What?
Didn't I think Margaret Thatcher said once that she has nothing to thank feminism for. Like all her like things that she did through her own work, something like that.
Yeah, basically, what happened is our in the UK our biggest female-led government ever were a bunch of massive anti-feminist women.
I'm surprised. I'm
They
surprised.
were
I'm
they
surprised.
they're a
I'm
bunch
surprised
of
a lot. I'm
they're a bunch.
surprised a lot of the feminists over there are being like, "We need our first female leaders."
You've had them and you hated them. Shut up. Which is what they're basically electing a bunch of men to be their first feminist leader.
And as soon as Hillary stabs feminists in the back, they're going to pretend she doesn't exist.
Yeah, she's not a feminist. She is awful.
She is a
She's an
manipulative
opportunist.
fucking monster.
She is an opportunist. That's what it is.
Yeah, and in fact, in a weird
where was
way,
the opportunity to kill an ambassador?
Yeah. Well, here's the funny thing about Hillary. I would actually respect her more if it wasn't for how, you know Bernie, and I actually had a weird respect for Bernie. I was never a Trump supporter. I was never really a Bernie supporter. I was never really a Hillary supporter, even though I'm in a different country. But what happens in the US resonates in the UK, which is why we've got safe spaces at our universities now. But basically,
I'm sorry.
yeah. Well, we all laughed at Tumblr, and we didn't expect it to be anything other than a joke, and then we didn't really expect it to get as big as it did. But basically, what's happened is I never expected Bernie Sanders to completely sell out the way he did. I didn't agree with him.
Did.
I didn't agree with him. I didn't like him. I was opposed to his ideals, but I thought he would stand by them. But push came to shove, and he basically said, "I'm going to support Hillary as the anti-establishment candidate. I'm going to stand with the ultra establishment candidate to take out the other anti-establishment candidate."
Dumbass.
In Trump.
Actually, the one that I really liked was John McAfee until he was talking about, you know what I don't see out here are white men, or sorry, are black men. I was like, fuck, he's like, he had everything I liked, and then he had to go be a cuck.
Did you actually see the most interesting fact I ever saw about U.S. politics? In terms of mainstream media, do you? The Daily Show and the Colbert Report, those guys.
Yep.
Yeah. Stephen Colbert, once Bernie dropped out and Hillary came in, Colbert started having libertarian people appear on his show.
Oh, God.
Actually, no, God. I'm like, good for Stephen. He's actually trying to change things. Because basically... Oh shit! Hang on, my PC has gone to black. Okay, I'm back now. He was a big Bernie supporter, and I can actually understand Bernie supporters. Not the Black Lives Matter movement necessarily, but overall, Bernie, changed things for more the left wing. Okay, I can understand that. I can understand Trump changing things to the right wing. And Stephen Colbert, actually, when he found himself in the Hillary camp, he turned to the Libertarian camp. And I thought that was fairly admirable for a late-night talk show host in the US. Opinions? Less tapping.
I don't get to watch him, so I don't know.
How did Bernie stand by his whatever it's called?
Did you say sorry?
I've got to step away for a second.
Frankly, I think Bernie's a nice enough guy. I mean, and some of his ideas aren't that bad. But I mean, free college, fucking idiot. But
yeah, man.
But for fuck's sake, Bernie had some good ideas and initially had kind of a spine, but I mean, if you think about it, he's just not cut out for the job.
I think about 8 to 10 years ago, Bernie's message would have actually resounded a bit better. But I think
Yeah.
in the current age,
Too little, too late.
yeah, it's a bit redundant now, to be honest.
Poor bastard never had a chance.
No, he didn't. Because basically, it was like his whole message was like, it may have played out. If you looked at the economy of the US and the EU, we could have actually fed children education. Well, actually, it's state education. And as someone who's actually, I'm not really pro homeschooling. I'm not completely state education motivated either. But at the same time, it's like, it's not working.
Education as a whole.
I think education works when you try to make it apolitical, but that is out the window now.
Yep. And if anyone does not think just that, 2 words: gender studies.
Yeah. Well, basically, I don't know if you know my best friend. His husband is the head of chemistry of York University in the UK, which is a fairly major prestigious university, and he is always ranting on about diversity and LGBT rights, and at the same time, it's like, excuse me, I am part of LGBT, and at the same time, I want nothing to do with it, because you're going to take my voice and you're going to add it to whatever political message you want it to be added to.
You know what I call this, quote unquote, diversity?
Yeah.
Well, actually, really, this diversity is just inflating the representation to make it seem as though every race or sexuality has the same exact numbers, even though we all know that's pure fucking bullshit.
Which is why I actually, you know, Marley Yiannopoulos, I hate to bring him up.
Did you say chemistry?
Yeah, chemistry. David K. Smith.
Shouldn't he be more going on about the chemistry rather than like LGB and all T and all that shit?
Well, it's basically what happens is he's kind of bought, instead of like, he's bought into the whole diversity of strength and stuff. And to a certain level, I agree with diversity is strength. It's just like, when you say diversity, you mean diversity of skin color, of sexuality. You don't mean diversity of thought.
Intellectually, yeah.
Yeah. He wants a bunch of people who look different but all think the same.
Exactly.
And that's why it's so sad, because he's my family now, and it's so sad to watch.
Take these robots, fill them with the same parts, same data, paint them 18 different colors, and there's no problem here.
So he wants a hive mind.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's so sad. I think it's so sad because he is genuinely very intelligent and very calculating, but when it comes to politics, socialism or nothing. That's how he goes. And the Socialist Party in the UK has been massively hijacked recently. It was the Workers' Union Party until about 15 years ago, and now it's basically the import Muslims, vote Muslims into power.
Oh, you say about 15 years ago, so since around about 9/11.
You make a good point. Yeah, you're right, basically. Here's my opinion on 9/11. Have any of you listened to my previous podcasts?
I might have sat in on one a long time ago.
Love the Decepticon logo, great logo. But basically, my whole point is what happened is that when 9/11 happened, is that everyone became very kind to the children. They became loving them and hugging them, and then it became, as much as I liked the removal of rap metal from the playlists around the country, I didn't want Enya to come along with it. and that's why I think Dylan Roof, Anders Breivik, and all those other people came to be. It's because they were raised up in a society post 9/11 where everyone was hugging their kids and telling them they were great a little bit too much.
Oh shit, that was happening like shit in early '90s.
Yeah, but I think it was really accelerated because it didn't happen. We saw it in the. If you were British, you saw it happen in the US quite a bit, but after 9/11, it really accelerated in the US.
That was more of
Really
like a northern thing. I mean, in the South, that was slower to progress.
Mm.
I
And can I just
remember
say about if I ever could visit America? Because I've visited America about 3 times. One was Washington, one was New York, and one was Las Vegas. My next trip is definitely going to be Texas.
Well, come on down. Love to see you.
Because the Southerners, yeah, you're homophobic, yeah, you're kind of dicks, and yeah, you're gun-loving, but you've got so much charm and character. And you know,
Actually, we're really not homophobic down here, at least that much.
I know you're not. I've got.
And the media.
Yeah, I know you're not.
Oh
I know-
yeah, in the
know-
media, in the media,
I know
we're
in
still
the-
all fucking rednecks, hanging niggers from trees and shit.
I think the difference is because in the northern states of the United States, they are so obsessed with gay identity, and in the South, they don't give a shit. It's like, you're gay or
No.
not, I don't care. And that's why I want to visit Texas, and I don't want to go to Dallas. I want to go to Houston or San Antonio. That's my goals.
Dallas is not my favorite. I actually prefer Fort Worth. I lived there for a while. But that's
I've heard
that's all.
good things about Fort Worth.
what about Austin?
To be honest, as a British person, when you live in the UK, it's either New York, San Francisco, like that, Seattle, or go to Texas. Or New Orleans, which is basically what I've been told is my home away from home.
Well, if you if you like water rafting and things like that, you go to Austin.
Love it.
You go to Austin. Go to Lake Travis. If you like hunting, you can either go to West Texas or East Texas. South Texas kind of sucks.
Lowhold is basically, I actually do genuinely hate hunting because I hate killing things, just as a little whingy-pingy liberal cuntwad that I am. But no, I actually don't really hold any grudges against people who like hunting, to be honest.
Austin sounds like your place then.
Austin, I've been told Austin is basically my anti-place I should go.
Isn't Austin like the San Francisco of Texas?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
Oh
then.
my goodness, my fine chap! I think you've challenged me to battle. I mean, if I had a glove, I would slap it across your face. A white silken glove, like that.
No, we've actually got some really awesome. Austin is really not that terrible unless you go to Martin Luther King Boulevard, where UT Texas is.
What's wrong with Martin? Because I thought Martin Luther King was basically a really cool guy. So what is the deal with his boulevard?
It's the fact that the University of Texas is located there, and they're extremely like SJW minded.
Oh, I hate to use this term, but are they anti-white dudes?
Probably. It's been a while since I've been down there.
Yeah. Can I just say how awkward it is to say that shit?
Anti-white.
Yeah,
However-
it's like we have as a people, and I would like to embrace my American friends in a big group hug into saying we've kind of got over our self-hatred, and now we're basically having it thrown in our face, and we're like, hey guys, don't be dicks. We know, okay? Stop throwing it in the face.
Actually, it is actually worth it to go near there in order to go to 6th Street.
Oh, what's that?
6th Street is like Texas's version of Bourbon Street.
Oh, fun parties.
Yeah. Lots of fun parties, lots of live music. And basically they celebrate anything up until the point it's like, oh yeah, it's Tuesday at 2, time to party.
I like that actually, because the last time I was actually invited to any of the United States, it was New Orleans at what was it? WrestleMania 30, because I'm a massive American professional wrestler,
Ah, yes.
and I actually really wanted to go, and I couldn't, and then I watched it on. I actually paid to see it, which if you're British, paying to watch something on the television is actually a cardinal sin. But I did, and I thought it was awesome. So I was really bummed out I didn't go.
I've never left the country.
I have. I've gone to Canada.
That's like me saying I'm going to Scotland.
Well, it's like, I mean, think of the size of Texas. We're twice the size of the UK.
You are. If you look at Michigan, I think Lake Michigan was it 2 times the size of the United Kingdom.
So you shouldn't be surprised at the fact there's a lot of Texans that have never left the state.
Yeah, I think I understand that, but at the same time, it's like you've got to just leave the US because I think it's a really good, exciting opportunity. There is a really good quality in basically yelling at a complete foreigner in a language you don't understand and have them slap you in the face.
We
That
can
is
do.
fun.
We can seriously do that in our own state. You just yell at them in Spanish.
Oh God, that's why I kind of love yet think Americans. Here's the thing about Americans. I love you guys. I think you guys are awesome, but at the same I think you all are children. You have basically the same attitudes as us, but at the same time it's kind of like, guys, go somewhere foreign. Just find somewhere strange and just find yourself in a really weird situation, because Amsterdam is amazing. Australia is
What is it amazing for?
well, Amsterdam.
Yes.
Name something. I'll tell you that Amsterdam is great at it.
Just, I don't know.
Guns, they have tons. Prostitutes, legal and fun. Smoke at any age, take drugs at any age, do anything at any age. But if you step out of Amsterdam, there's a bunch of people with sticks who will beat the shit out of you. So basically, you're catering to every kind of perverse thing you like.
Can you do a hostel where you kidnap somebody, foreign person, like on a gap? Yeah,
Oh,
and then
God.
just dissect them.
If you pay enough money, yes.
Sounds like a fun place. Like a Disneyland for adults.
Say again, sorry.
It sounds like a fun place like Disneyland, but for adults.
Yeah, that is it. Amsterdam is Disneyland for grown-ups.
Actually, he had me at guns.
They do have
Of course
guns.
he did.
There was, when I actually first went to Amsterdam, there was a ban on guns, as there is in everywhere in Europe. And insert this, mutter, 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 fuck you, EU, mutter, mutter. But Amsterdam was the last holdout to keep hold of the firearm rights laws. And can I just say, I have read through the American rights, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution. And can I just say, the Young Turks, fuck them, they have completely misread it. That is not what it says. There is. It's not the right of the militia. It's the right of the individual to keep guns.
You're right. It's actually it does not say you have to be in a militia. It says in order to form a militia,
yeah,
you have to have the right to bear arms. But it did not say you have to be in a militia to have a arm.
Yeah, is that a fucking is that a comma or apostrophe? It's like, yeah, but that thing doesn't appear in any other part in the document unless it's a point to separate a sentence. It clearly states it. I mean, in the UK, we have Magna Carta, which is not the same to you. It's a different document. We have Magna Carta. You have your own. You have your own unique constitution over there. But I've read through the American Constitution, and it's like, yeah, you all have the right to have guns on the level of the government. That just makes sense. That makes sense with the philosophy of your country.
But the government doesn't want the people to have guns.
No, they do not.
Well,
I'm
there are
kind
people. There are people here. It's like, oh, I don't want guns, and you shouldn't have them either. It's like, okay, here's this the same idea. Um, I don't like gay people, and you shouldn't be able to like them either. Same. It's close to the same damn thing. I mean,
yeah.
philosophically, it is anyway.
And that is my thing. Basically, in the UK, I'm a rarity. I'm actually a right-winger, and I'm a libertarian, which makes me ultra rare in the UK.
Oh, wait! You're right. You're right-leaning. You're right-leaning libertarian.
In the UK,
I'm right-leaning libertarian in America.
I am basically a endangered species over here. Basically, it's like, I think everyone should have guns. I think that's why I'm voting out of the EU, because they're not letting us vote. They don't let us vote on our leaders who dictate what we have, our laws passed over us. That's why I'm voting out. But so many people go, I've actually heard this, that say, if we vote out of the EU, the Nazis are going to come back in the UK. I have literally heard a person who I respect and like say, well, I'm against Nazis. So I was like, dude, do you think I'm a Nazi?
No, he's just talking about the Germans.
Yeah, well, the Germans are basically... Here's the thing is, Germany is the last place I'd expect the Nazis to grow again, because they are so fucking mindful. Because,
Well, I've heard of late, I think it's like a month or so ago, that the refugee centres where they keep the refugees, and like in Germany, quite a few of them have been burning down, and as the firemen try and put them out, the local population have been here cheering on as it's been burning down.
Well, here's the thing about that I've noticed about... Have you ever seen the film? It's a German film. It's called Look Who's Back. Has anyone here seen it? It's on Netflix.
I don't have Netflix.
Okay. Anyone else here?
I got Netflix.
Yeah. It's called...
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh god, it was awesome.
It was awesome because basically it didn't actually show how Hitler won. It showed how through basically conditions exist to allow Hitler to win. And yeah. I think that's happening again in Germany and massive parts of the EU. So that's why I want to leave the EU, because I think they are just feeding the soil for the Nazis to happen again. I don't want to have part of it.
Yeah, the problem is like, oh, never mind. That's a bad train of thought. Never mind.
Hang on. As a European, let me help you out. Is it because there's a bunch of people from an Islamic group all massively integrating to the UK, immigrating to the UK and not integrating?
Well, it has more to do about integration, in my opinion, but
Yeah, well, here's the whole point. Is like, if you listen to my show, which will be airing tomorrow in about 20 hours, it'll be my co-host, Gamer of Ages. He is an immigrant, and his dad actually worked in the Middle East for a while. The Islamic part of the Middle East. Mm-hmm. And he says, if you actually have immigration in small numbers, let them come in, let them adapt to the culture and the ideals around them, and let more people in and adapt to the ideals around the culture around them. If you bring in a whole group, they're going to just collect amongst themselves and not adapt, not evolve, and next thing you know, you've got a Islamic mayor of London.
They sit... So basically you're saying they sit in a hug box and they never adapt to the culture around them.
Yeah, and that's why London has an Islamist as its mayor. London, Britain, has a massive Islamist who called moderate Muslims Uncle Toms as its mayor.
Oh my gosh, there was a guy, I don't know if I think he's American. but he came over here and he's like he does these YouTube videos and he's like this. He's a Middle Eastern, but he's like this biker.
Hmm.
And he's sitting there. He is going off. Like he's you come over here, you be American, fucking tout heads.
I love that.
Okay, that's a great note to come back on. That was hilarious.
He was all about it. He was like, sand nigger this, sand nigger that, towel head this, towel head that.
Wow.
I was like,
That
whoa,
is,
dude.
has anyone actually read Garth Ennis's The Preacher series?
No, I have not read that.
That is my favourite thing. It basically goes, there's a church in the middle of the outback Tennessee, I think it was, that was exploded, and then this guy comes up, yep, niggers did this, and someone goes, no, I think it was terrorist groups, and he goes, sand niggers did this then. It is a genuinely very funny book. I think everyone should read it.
Well, speaking of books, SJW seems to like to ban a lot of them now. One of them was a famous book. I mean, everybody should know it. Huckleberry Finn, and they wanted to edit this book.
Nigga Joe.
Yeah, they wanted to edit out Nigger Jim instead of like understanding exactly what the whole point about Nigger Jim was.
Can I just say, can I interrupt you? As being British here, I read that book. The whole point, Nigger Jim, he was given the most derogatory, negative name, but at the same time, he was the person with the highest level of character. That was the point of him.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like you've got a bunch of these swindlers. They're all presumed Caucasian, and it's like they call them Nigger Jim. And so you've got the biggest, the man who's got the most honor, and he's being derided like that. That was the point. And you could not achieve that kind of
powerful statement.
That's meta. That is straight up meta.
That is brilliant. I love that book. And I keep in mind, I'm a British guy. I do not have the context for any of the cultural stuff of this. But when I was a little kid, I loved that book. And I loved that character. And I had none of the social context when I was little. I just thought Nigger Jim was just brilliant.
Exactly.
Which is what got me into trouble in later life when I thought nigger was an acceptable word.
Whoopsie daisy.
Can I just say, if it wasn't for American media, it wouldn't have been. It was just that, because we didn't have that word over here.
Well, it's like, you've got my wife, her grandmother was, is many years back. She's walking out, and she looks at this black guy who's coming out of a grocery store, and she says, she says, well, hey there, nigger.
Oh God.
And the black guy looks at her, and he just starts laughing. This old woman just sitting there is like, she's just going about her business like she was nice. It's like, what did she say? Oh, anyway, and there was, I don't know if it was her or another joke, but it was like, she's like, well, that's not nice to say. She says, well, that's just fine. It's like, that's what he is, isn't he? He's a nigger. It's like, I think niggers are fine. Everybody should own one or two.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow.
That is basically the one point of national pride that I do actually have. Who is saying that in the background?
That is my wife. She's telling me the story as it was.
Oh God.
Tell her to stop saying that word. It's making me, as a British man, very uncomfortable.
Listen.
What word?
I'm sure she's lovely though.
What word is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was basically, if you're British, it's it's unspoken. But if you look at British history, we are the first nation that actually got rid of slavery because we didn't have to, and we actually got it's actually our one single moment of actually being good people in our history when we actually were against slavery.
Wasn't slavery very profitable for Britain?
It was, and we tossed it away.
It was very profitable for Africa
What?
too.
It was profitable for everyone. No, it was actually our one great. Everyone likes to shit on Britain, but it was basically our one single moment when we actually were kind of, as a nation, going, slavery is bad, let's stop it. And we actually, that's why we went into war with Spain, because Spain wanted to keep slaves and we wanted to remove them. And if you look at the texts and all of the, the writings and letters of the time, it was because it was a moral thing. It was not a technical thing, which was, I thought was.
Wait, are you sure it was all about slavery? Because I don't know of a war that would be just about slavery. It had to be something else along with it. So.
It wasn't actually. It was kind of like the, the Cold War. No one actually came to blows, but it was kind of like a, hey guy, hey, you gonna start something? You gonna start something? You gonna start something? It was kind of like one of those wars.
Wow.
When no one's fired a shot, it was like, okay, I understand. And that's when the UK, Great Britain, actually were the good guys. For once. We got to be the good guys, and I think... And here's the funny thing, it's not taught in school, and it's not taught anywhere. And that's why we are such a self-loathing nation. That's one of the things I like about America, especially Texas. You think you are awesome, and maybe you have reasons to be a bit more residential about it, but at least you have confidence. In the UK, it's basically, if you're not a goddamn Muslim or an immigrant, you are scum in this country, and it's getting a bit annoying. Which is why nationalist parties are growing in this country, because it's getting a little bit old now.
Well, just ask any Texan. We're Texans first and Americans second.
Don't worry, I think if the EU referendum goes the way I think it is, it's basically, I think Britain is going to join the United States very soon.
How would that work?
If it doesn't join Britain, it can join Texas.
Well, here's the whole thing. It's like, basically, America, we have the royals. Come home. Come on. Look, we have the greatest system. You have a problem. The thing is, you've got a presidential office which you revere, and you've got presidents that you love. We have the separation. We have the royals that we love and the government that we hate.
That would actually... Go ahead.
Carry on, sorry.
That would be actually, like, the most ironic... One of the... If you're using, like, the Alanis Morissette definition of irony, then it would be... Then it would be ironic.
Like rain on your wedding day?
It would be ironic for Britain to join the United States.
To be honest, I wouldn't be against it at this point.
Like, hey, we broke away from you guys, and then like many years later,
dude,
hey,
come on,
you guys, let us in. Let us in.
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be let us in. It'll be like, hey, baby. Remember me? We had some great times, right? Remember when we had to fight wars? That was your greatest moment. Hey, you can live that again. But first, you have to get back together. No, to be honest,
America would sing that Taylor Swift song. We're never getting back together.
Well, that's not exactly true, because the primary reason that was given was that, no taxation without representation.
Yeah.
And that taxation, the biggest problem that most people had was that our representative lived in fucking England, or he lived over here, and it took at least 6 months to get from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant basically we had no fucking representation.
Well, wasn't it?
Nowadays we have telephones and the internet, so it would actually kind of work out.
Yeah. Wasn't the whole point? It was basically, after you won the war, and yes, I said it, you won the war. That hurts my Union flag hard. Quite a bit to
Did,
say that.
did they
But
win the war, or did we just like we can't be dealing with this shit? Let's just give it to him.
well, what happened was, is after America broke away from us, George Washington actually taxed the whiskey owners and everyone else far bigger than the UK ever did.
Yeah, but the reason for that was that we didn't want to be chained because we were getting like tea from other places at a higher tax or at a higher price, but we wanted those options.
Mm.
We didn't want to just get tea from like Britain. We wanted
Yeah.
options to get it from everywhere else.
Or the East India Trading Company, which is what England owned. And can I just say something, as someone who is a little bit of a historian, can I just say, the Confederate War, the American Civil War,
Yeah, I know of it.
yeah, the Confederacy should have won.
Actually, it almost did win.
Yeah, I know that, but basically, looking at the circumstances of the time, and it wasn't about slavery. Anyone who says about slavery is an idiot. It was about taxation and all that shit. And to say that America has been better off being a unified country since is an idiot. It's because if you look at the voting demographics ever since, it's like there's a massive crack in the country, which makes it you think maybe it would have been better off split.
We
Yes,
basically
but
are.
Yeah.
Didn't the north? Was it the northern states? Didn't they want the wealth of the southern states?
Well, what happened was basically the northern states have the best mines. They have the best the best agriculture, but the southern states have the better trading agreements with China and the whatnots, and the UK. And what happened is that they tried to put the northern states tried to put a tariff on the southern states, which is what led to the American Civil War. Am I wrong about that?
That was actually, I think, what you're referring to is the Northern War of Aggression, which they basically they provoked an attack. They kept provoking and provoking and provoking. That's why it was called the War of Northern Aggression for the South.
Mm. So basically, it was like the film Braveheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, it was like it looked like if you watched the film, it looked like it was basically just England attacking the Scottish all the time. But it was a little bit of both.
Was it basically just like poking the bear until it got angry?
We were basically poking each other until
the deal with the North and South was that at the time, North they were pioneers as far as steam technology kind of came in. However,
correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it? What was his name? Abraham Lincoln was basically just giving money to the oil barons and the train barons at the time.
Abraham Lincoln was a douchebag. He was playing both sides against each other.
Yeah, because if you look through British records, it was quite clear that Abraham Lincoln was blocking any kind of American media coming to the UK during the American Civil War.
You know what?
He said
he couldn't block a bullet.
He had actually made a speech in the South, and I believe it was a letter that he had written. Was that it is truly not my wish that the black man go free. No, that's paraphrasing, but that was actually a letter you can look up.
Yeah, he basically freed the slaves in the South, but he didn't free the slaves in the North. Was that right?
Is that right? No, I don't. They were actually letting them go free. The thing is that slaves would have gone free anyway.
Mm.
It was something that was inevitable. They were too expensive in order to maintain them. They was getting to a point where they were too expensive. As far as you had these huge plantations that were reliant on slaves. However, in order to keep those slaves from dying, it became too costly because you had to feed them, you had to house them. It was much better to let themselves feed themselves and house themselves and pay them. Granted, it would have been a shitty wage.
It was basically cheaper to give them a shitty wage than it was to house them. Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now that would actually
economics in action.
that would have gotten better in time, as it actually did. I'm not actually defending anyone on that situation.
Did you
But
actually read the books on Egyptian slaves? Did you ever read those books?
no, I haven't.
They had the Egyptian slaves taken from their families were given 2 weeks off to run away, as long as they came back. The thing is, they were kept well and treated well, and they were allowed to escape for 2. It was great. I loved it. It was great reading.
Many of the Southern slaves were actually treated well. I'm not saying all of them were. Many of them were, because many of them actually came back to work for the previous masters, so to speak. They weren't all. I mean, not everybody beat their slaves. Granted, some did. I guarantee you they did. But
yeah, but it was
wasn't.
Like what was his name? Was it Gaddafi? The guy who was the
Libya.
guy? Yeah, he basically, when the slaves, basically the slave owners who basically, honestly, white slave owners, basically said, we want to sell on if we leave, we want our farms to be given to the slaves, and they were taken away from them, and not given to the. Basically, they went from being slaves.
You're cutting out again, man.
To white people to being slaves. Yeah, sorry.
And again.
Am I back?
Yeah.
Am I back? Okay. It's basically what happened was in with Gaddafi, is that the slave owners basically sounds racist as fuck, but basically they left all their plantations and their farms to the slaves. They put it in their wills. And they were taken away from the state, and they thought, okay, well, our slaves are going to manage the farms. And what happened is that the state took away the farms from their former slaves. And that was bullshit, in my opinion.
Well, I know that had the South won, Wall Street would actually be located in Galveston. Galveston was...
Is that North Dakota?
No, that's in Texas.
So it's all in Texas.
Yeah. Galveston was actually the Wall Street of the South for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, with the Gulf of Mexico, that's kind of hard to avoid.
Is actually Texas as powerful as it appears to be?
Well, considering that we have... we are one of the few states that's actually in the black as far as our economy goes. We actually can grow damn near every crop, from tropical to, the plains.
Yeah, well, just looking at like Texas, it's the biggest state. As a British person who's never been to America that much, Texas seems to be a massive powerhouse.
It is. It's not like California. It's bigger in a different way. We have a lot of land mass. You've got a lot of military bases that are here. You've got a lot of agriculture, farming, and you're actually getting a lot more tech down here as well, due to the lower land prices.
Oh, yeah, you can expand and buy more. Yeah.
But as far as like an economy goes, yeah, we've got one of the best, especially when it comes to the housing market.
Well, it just seems that when it comes to the US, everyone sort of like laughs at Texas and goes, "Oh, Texas, so quaint, so lame." But if you look at it, it looks like a economic and political powerhouse of the state.
It is a lot. I mean, you've got a lot of people that laugh at Texas, go Texas, and that's just because they really don't like the fact that we've got a lot of pride in our state. And we actually have a lot more. As a state, we actually have a lot more freedoms than many other states enjoy.
We have to remember, liberals don't like proud or free people.
Yeah, Colorado hates us.
I hate to be dick about this, but it's kind of honestly true.
Yeah, Colorado hates us.
Colorado.
For some reason. Maybe it's because they're all shooting themselves.
And they would do something about it if they weren't high all the time.
Hey, Texas is not far from that.
Because here's the whole thing is like the one time I did go to Tech, or if you care about this sort of thing, it's like I went to Texas once when I was it was like years ago, and I went there for a couple of weeks, but it was like it had, if you care about this sort of thing, it had way more diversity in terms of skin color and all that shit. At the same time, it seemed to make the least deal out of it. The only other place I saw doing that was Las Vegas.
So you're talking about diversity in Texas?
It seemed to do better than San Francisco.
I don't know about San Francisco. I've never really been, but I have been to other large cities, and we're really not that different. I mean, the thing is that we make a distinction between tolerance and acceptance, and we're very tolerant. But whenever you push that line to acceptance, that's when we start kind of pushing back as a state more often.
Oh, so basically,
I didn't even hear what you said. You said basically and then cut off.
Muscle, you cut off.
didn't get that.
Reality, dude, you cut off.
So basically, it's like, is it basically kind of like is it kind of like one of those places like, if you want to be what you are, that's fine, but do not continually ask for my acceptance or appreciation, otherwise that's just going to rub me the wrong way.
Yeah, pretty much.
So basically, it's like any part of northern England.
I guess, man. It's like the gay rights thing. Nobody really gave a shit. People were like, "Oh, you're so homophobic." No, we don't. We honestly don't give a fuck.
I think that's what. Can I just cut you off? I think that's the problem. I think the real fact that you don't actually care is their problem.
That's a good possibility.
Not your problem. I think it's their problem.
But like when it's like, oh, you need to allow gay people to do X, Y, and Z, even if you're religious or something like that. And it's like, no, that's not where we're gonna go.
Yeah, I agree. It's I'm an actual proponent of gay rights and all that stuff. But if you are a religious person, I don't think you should be forced to do anything that you don't want to do.
Isn't that protected under the Constitution, that the religious freedom?
It is, but our country is a lot like the EU, just built in.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Except from the language, you like speak one language. Well, one main language.
Well, we like to. For some reason, it's racist to say that English is the language of the United States.
The best language. Thank you very much.
I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why it's racist to declare English the national language of the United States.
Because you all speak English. It's the international flow.
It's the money language.
Yes. It is the maximum level of complexity and simple syllables in each word. I mean, Japanese is far too complex. French is a gobble disaster. Spanish is very good. I think Spanish would be a good substitution.
¿Se habla inglés?
Mi hermana es grande.
Se habla español.
Y mi cama, señor.
Sí.
All I'm hearing is blah blah blah.
So yeah, English, despite its flaws.
I talk dirty in Spanish very well, thank you. Sorry.
English, despite its complexity and alarming amount of rules that negate each other, is actually quite elegant. I mean, consider the fact that we only have 26 characters in our alphabet.
Yeah, I've been to Spain. They have like 41.
So
Germany even more so because they have like umlauts and whatnot and accents.
But
English does not have any accents over its language, and one character is used once. That is our thing.
But isn't that would be like the definition of elegance would be the shortest amount of complexity getting the most amount done.
Exactly. Yeah, I do agree. I'm British. I'm not allowed to toot my own horn very much.
But yeah, we're all racist because we think English should be the national language for some reason.
Well, it could be worse. Could be talking Esperanto.
Well, you can't be racist, Darkstar, because you're like 3/4 Native American.
I can be just as racist as anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But basically
Go
equals
ahead.
whiteness plus privilege and power and all that shit.
Oh, don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm white passing because I shaved my head, and that's like a foreboding thing.
Oh, so you're naughty Native American.
Well, actually, no. I mean, it's just to other people. It's like, oh, you don't wear head beads.
Yeah, you're supposed to be wearing those Native American hats with the feathers and beads.
It's like, wait,
Can I
it's
just
like,
say,
wait. It's like, wait, nobody else has to prove that they're Caucasian.
You have
No,
to
you
prove that
don't,
you're Native
no.
American.
Nobody has to prove that they're black. I mean, unless you don't agree with like the SJW mindset, and then you have to like, you're black but you're not.
Sean King got away from it, and he's just a joke. Rachel Dolezal basically put a bunch of bronzer on herself and put her head through some hair curlers, and all of a sudden she had the natural look. I mean, what the fuck?
Wasn't she asked like she was asked something about being black or something, and she's like, "I'm sorry, I don't understand the question."
Yeah,
It's
she
like-
completely stalled. It's basically if you said to me, "Hey, Plippy, are you male?" and I went, "I'm sorry, I don't understand the question."
Could you please repeat that? Yeah.
Do you have hair? I'm sorry, I don't understand I don't understand the question. Oh, are my bangs looking really? It was just so pathetic. It was like the moment that I just wanted to kill the media. It was the fact that I thought they turned everyone against each other. It was a moment which I thought, go away, assholes.
Don't worry, Planet X will be here soon enough.
But basically, yeah, it's I actually have a when it comes to the UK American thing, I actually have a massive soft spot for Texas, New York, and New York, Nevada, and Louisiana. That's my
Most people do. It's like if you go to a Middle Eastern country and you're crossing borders, you never say I'm American. No, you say I'm Texan. I'm from New York. Because then they'll say, "Oh, I love Texas. I love New York."
Or in your case, some old Japanese woman was like, "Here's the box you put guns in."
That was so fucked up. No, don't make me live that moment again.
Go on, tell the story again.
Well, there was a
No.
moment. It's basically after like 2 years after 9/11. If you're American, everyone just said, if you're American, it's like, say you're Canadian. Just say you're Canadian and don't make a big deal out of anything. Because you know with the war in Iraq and the Saddam Hussein thing, because everyone kind of knew this is a bad idea.
One thing I've noticed post 9/11, or especially like presidencies are concerned, it's like Obama gave Bush so much shit, and I really didn't like Bush that much.
Yeah.
But everybody gave him so much shit, and then after post Bush, Obama has said so much shit about, oh, this is not my problem, this is Bush's problem. I'm fixing shit that happened beforehand, and Bush is just sitting there saying nothing at all. It's like, is Bush going to be the last real presidential president?
Well, here's the thing about George W. Bush that I like, and I genuinely like this about him. had George Bush the First. You know, he goes on to all these FBI meetings, and he got Clinton doing all his charity work, and he had George W. Bush. What did he do after his presidency? He just wanted to do shitty paintings. And I thought, you go, dude. You do you. You've served your time.
Pretty much. I mean, but he was the last. He's not like come back and called Obama a piece of shit or whatever.
No.
He's acted. He's acted like a president.
Yeah, what happened was I actually have a bunch of really, really massively liberal friends, and they actually went to a New York Yankees baseball game years ago, and they met George W. Bush, and they came away from it going, keep in mind, these are the most hardcore liberal gay dudes you've ever met. And they came away from it going, nice guy, genuinely a gentleman. And I think George W. Bush is an example. He just did what he wanted, and then he stepped away, and he just made paintings.
Yeah.
Poetic life.
Shitty
No.
paintings.
No,
Shitty?
I think.
At
think
least the difference between him and Hitler is that he made the shitty paintings after he was out of office.
Yeah. With like Bush, just the thing with Prism, you know, the government oversight.
Yeah, I did not like that at all.
I didn't like it either, but like he took it to a certain he took it to a certain level, and then Obama bashed him for it, and then proceeded to prolong the program and extend it.
Yes. Do you know what happened in the UK? Do you know what the response to Prism was? Do you know what their response was?
What?
Business as usual. They didn't even have a Prism program. They just said Prism was the norm over here. And that's what made, in a funny way, it had a bit of a split response. It's kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, we kind of expected you to do this, but people like you was like, this is wrong, stop it. But there was just no movement against it.
Well, that is like the proof. When government gets a power, it never lets go of it, and that's not unique to the American government. That's everybody.
That was the thing, is that at least America had the decency to give it a code name. In the UK, it was just business. It was just it. It was just, Christ, guys, just, you're not even pretending to defend yourselves. You're just going, yeah, we're completely monitoring everything for your own protection, of course. And,
So basically, it was just normal operating as normal.
Absolutely. It was horrible to see. And you know what was even more horrible to see? No one really cared.
Well, it's also another thing when you've got like a few generals out there saying, hey, yeah, guys, this is a little bit too far. The military, it's like saying, guys, this is going a little bit too far.
We didn't even have that over here. We just had, yeah, we're doing it. And basically, it was like having a middle finger rubbed in your face and saying, vote for us again because you've got no other options, or otherwise we're going to let you get killed by a bunch of Muslims. Go on, go on.
Oh,
Actually, no, it was even worse. It was like saying, we're going to let you be killed by it. We're protecting you from a bunch of Muslims. Incidentally, here are our new government, here are new candidates, a bunch of imported Middle Eastern Muslims. It was like,
yeah.
Okay.
It was that at first, but after Snowden, it was like, oh, rub the finger, suck my finger.
Oh God, Snowden was just... Snowden, I thought would be a massive page turner, but he really wasn't over here.
No.
It was so sad.
Yeah, the thing is, like, nobody fucking cares until someone's knocking on their door.
Mm-hmm. That is my biggest problem. It's like... That is why I'm frustrated, because I'm a massive fan of... You know, V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
You know, Guy Fawkes and the November the 5th plot. Um, I'm actually a big proponent of them because I always thought they kept government in check. I thought every year we celebrated this holiday to go, hey government, every November the 5th, we would go out and we would burn our political leaders in effigy in the UK. That was our tradition. And then it became burning the terrorist of the day. And then it became burning a nondescript person of the day because it was politically correct. And now it's like they are abandoning people setting fire to shit, and it's become a disaster over here.
Didn't it used to be penny for the guy?
But if the guy's gone, you can't do that anymore.
What?
Yeah, it's not even illegal. It's basically they've made it politically incorrect to do that.
What is it? I saw a guy post on Twitter. It's like Guy Fawkes, the only guy with honest intentions in Parliament.
True. Actually, no. Guy Fawkes was actually the patsy. He was actually the guy too dumb to run out time.
Oh yeah.
But hey, V Vendetta happened.
It was a fun movie.
It was a great comic book, and it was a fun movie. But I think the UK, once it became a movie, I think the UK lost the value of Guy Fawkes Night because it was a dual. It was actually a dual intention that it was like, do you either burn the traitor in effigy or do you support the traitor? That was always the dual nature of Guy Fawkes Night in the UK, and
Right.
now it's basically burn the terrorist of the day. And when I saw little kids burning effigies of Edward Snowden, I was like, guys, that guy, yeah, he was politically wrong, but, he was kind of on our side, don't you? Did you see his girlfriend? And he dumped her? Huh? But yeah, it's become... Politics in the UK has become really, really weird when it comes to holidays.
Yeah, especially when it comes to politics as it applies to like online media or just online in general.
Mm.
I mean, you've got a lot of people. It's like they get stuck on Facebook, and you say, "Oh, online freedoms," and they're like, "Oh, what's going on with Facebook?" It's not just Facebook, dude. And some of them it's like, "Oh, Facebook's going to charge," and that's their biggest worry.
Okay, that.
It's like, wait, you're concerned that Facebook's going to start charging?
You are the product on Facebook. You are the product. You are not going to get charged.
Exactly, just like Windows.
Yep. Well, Windows 10 at least.
Well, yeah, Windows 10.
Unless you get Blackbird, which actually blocks all that shit out.
Oh yeah. Or
Yeah.
you switch to Linux.
I'm not going to do that because I just enjoy Windows.
Well, I work on Linux when I'm not gaming.
Oh, that's cool.
Although at least Windows is a shit ton better than Steam OS.
Yeah, SteamOS doesn't even work well with Steam.
Oh god.
Well, actually, it's gotten a lot better. Well, at least it will get better once
Rest
it
in
got
peace,
Vulkan.
Steam machines.
Yeah, those were horrible, but still, Vulkan is actually getting a lot better.
Vulkan.
Yeah, Vulkan, the Vulkan API.
What a cool name.
It's the alternative to like DX12.
Oh.
It's supposed to be like a unifying API between consoles and PCs.
Yeah, I don't even buy that. I don't want to do. It just seems like too much work to do that for so little payoff.
I'm not sure who else it was by, but it was AMD and another company created it.
Well, no, it's not. It kind of was an AMD thing, but that was mostly they took all the best parts of Mantle and put it into Vulkan, and even Microsoft is looking at Vulkan. So
Yeah, Microsoft are really, really good at adapting and absorbing other stuff into architecture.
My whole problem is that how much are they going to absorb from Vulkan and then make proprietary?
Yeah, they're gonna make it all.
The great
Well,
thing about Vulkan is that if it succeeds, if programmers decide, hey, this is awesome, or at least it's awesome enough to where it works across platforms, like DX12 might be a little bit better on some things, but if Vulkan is just good enough to be awesome across all platforms, that's enough to make most of them want to switch.
Well,
I'm
basically, guys, it's 5:45 a.m. in the morning at this point, and I have to go to bed and to be up at work in about 90 minutes. So thank you guys.
Wow.
Pleasure talking to you guys, and I will see you again anon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
See you again.
Fireside chat, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning GMT. Oh, sorry, afternoon. Shameless plug. See you guys.
See you.
See you, dude. Well, that was interesting.
That was that was interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. Do you want me to end the stream now?
Well,
I guess.
I've done 3 streams today.
Well,
yeah.
I've actually got to head out. I mean, I've got to cook something to eat.
Yeah.
Did you get a belly rub yesterday?
Oh, I got a belly rub. That was awesome.
Nice. And so did my dog.
Okay.
Yeah, your dog is wise. He knows about the belly rubs.
She fucking loves him. Dude, she so the minute the tip of your finger touches her belly, she will flip over onto her back and her tongue will just hang up like, come on, bitch, do it. It is the funniest fucking thing, dude. She is by no means subtle whatsoever. It is hilarious.
Yeah, my dog isn't
Jesus
either.
Christ.
But we might try. We might. I don't know. Give me about an hour or two, and if you're still on, we might do another stream or whatever.
Okay. I'll load up the Skypes and Will Perkowski in the YouTube chat. I don't know how you pronounce that. Sorry for not noticing you before. Otter Jesus isn't in a stream, by the way.
Okay.
Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you all in another video on the stream.
Bye bye.